Peace, family. Grand Rising. I hope you guys are happy and healthy and doing well. Today we're going to Mommy's house to do some maintenance and plant some stuff. And I'm excited. I'm running late. I am at least 2.5 hours past the time that I thought I would be there when I thought I was going on my own. And my family's coming with me. So my husband works overnight. That means he needed a little more sleep. Then I have kids. This is my life. Nothing goes as planned because I'm sharing it with 4 other people in the same household. So anyway, luckily, today is not really a super sunny day. It's a perfect day. It's kind of cloudy, and that's a great day to get garden work done without passing out. And also, you can kind of transplant your plants without worrying about them getting scorched by the sun in the same day. So I just wanted to show you guys what we're packing up to go to Mommy's house. If you guys remember in my garden tour, I was telling you I have all these pots back here, this one and that one. Those are empty. Whatever's growing in there right now is just weeds. Trees died in there, and I need to empty these out. And I want to use maybe 2 of them for corn and maybe 1 for okra. So I started with these, pulling out the weeds, loosening up the soil, and I have them in the wagon. I'm going to take them around to the front because I'm going to fill a big bed for Mommy today, and we're going to use, we're going to reuse some soil. We're going to, in addition to that, add compost in there and comfrey in there, and you know how we set it up. We're going to set up a really nice bed for Mommy's ugu, and then I've got some trimming and stuff to do. I have a watermelon plant that we're also going to plant when we get over there, so just come along on this ride with me. I'll see you guys at Mommy's house. Peace. Okay, peace, family. So we are already getting started. So what I want to do is just give you guys mainly a walkthrough of what we want to do, and then I'll try to record as much as I can. So we're starting out over here. There's buggies in there, so hubby is just spraying it down, and then he's gonna reinforce it for me. I brought over some landscape fabric that I'm gonna lay down in the bottom of that, and then you can see I brought 1, 2, 3 pots to go ahead and empty out in there to kind of try to fill it up without having to buy a lot of soil. My friend that gave this to us, she also gave us this black cow, so I'm just gonna throw that back in there. I do have to do some maintenance in here. I want to try to prune the tomatoes. This tomato might be leaving us today. Let's see how he looks once I get him pruned back a little bit more. And just pruning all up in here to bring airflow to the plants. I may be able to squeeze a few okra seeds in there. That would be great. Over here we're going to plant the watermelon that I brought over. I'm going to go ahead and throw some compost and stuff down in there, and then put him in there and hope he does well. Over here I've got to do more pruning of the tomatoes. See, it keeps producing. Mommy was like, it's producing. So I'll just prune it and try to keep it here. And then back up in here, I can see that my cucumbers are starting to get a lot of flowers and starting to trail wherever they want to. So I'm going to try to give them a little bit of direction over here. And then the comfrey. The comfrey needs to be trimmed. And this is going to go along with filling that trug over there, because a lot of this comfrey is going to go in there to help grow the ugu that's going in. So this is Mommy's little nursery over here, and she's got a couple of them looking really nice and healthy, and so that is what we're going to move over there. Other than that, I'm just trying to do maintenance. So prune what needs to be pruned. I'm definitely going to get some of that basil, and we're going to go ahead and dry that for Mommy. So let me get to work and help my husband, and as the kids come in and out, I'll show you guys what's going on. Peace.
Okay, family, so first things first, I just realized that the ants are terrible in this area. As you can see, we're just starting to move garden beds and stuff over here, so I really didn't realize how bad they were. So you'll see me kind of mess around with my feet a lot in this video. I should have worn my garden boots, but it is hot, and so I was trying to kind of keep cool. So what I'm doing now is just laying some landscape fabric down to make sure that we don't lose soil, but that the water can still run out of the bottom. I'm gonna try to get this nice and fitted, and then my husband is gonna come behind me and staple gun it down before we go ahead and put the soil in there. So now we're over here to trim the comfrey. Number one, to give this guava some space to breathe, to get sun to grow. And number two, to use as fertilizer or compost in place in our truck that we're putting together. And also for the watermelon that I'm gonna plant. I really love comfrey because it is a fertilizer that grows in the garden, and this is kind of a community garden for me, so I can just come and take from it right when I'm working in the garden, and it works well for us. I did want to mention that comfrey can be a little itchy to some people's skin, so if you're growing it or you wanting to use it in this way, maybe wear some long gloves or long sleeves if you're one of those people. Meanwhile, hubby's still over here working. Okay, so this is all of the comfrey that I cut back for today. You can take a look at the comfrey. It still looks bushy, but we have piles of it all around. But don't worry, guys. This is just part one of the maintenance and planting in Mommy's garden. So we will come back and cut back some more, but we have plenty to work with. And the guava's got some space. So we're back over here, and I'm starting to empty the pots. Some of these are going to be easier than others. Some have more, root balls or bigger root balls than others. So what I'm trying to do is mostly throw the mulch and like the woody stuff at the bottom. This pot had ants on it, and I didn't realize because it had been sitting there in that spot, so I got bit on my arm. That's why I kind of backed up off of it. So I just want to break this up a little bit. This is also going to continue to break down. There's roots in there. There's probably a little bit of old compost in there. You can see I'm trying to keep my feet moving so the ants don't get on me. I am determined to do this today. I did pack a little compost over here, little food scraps from my house. We had some yellow watermelon. It was delicious. And then we're gonna top it off with all of that great comfrey. Comfrey is great for nitrogen, and it also helps your compost break down faster. So this is just a win-win-win. Our guava gets space. This new truck gets nutrition. This is compost that a friend of mine gave us, the same friend who gave us this truck. And so we're using the last of the compost in the truck for added nutrition. And this is a really great way to empty out pots, to clean out your garden, and to reuse soil. You just need to continue to feed it. Just keep adding food. Your food, plant food, worm food. So now I am scooping in that black cow. And we're just gonna mix that in with everything else. Those ants. And this is the last pot we're going to empty on top.
Okay, family, so we've been getting ate up out here. Something I didn't anticipate is the ants are invasive in our area, and they are super concentrated over here by where we chose to put this. So I'm gonna come back with the orange oil, but I do want to show you what progress we got made. It just gets uncomfortable, you know, but we did what we needed to do over here. So I'm super excited of how this is coming along. You can see we put the landscape fabric down so that we wouldn't lose any soil, but that the water can still drain. You saw how we threw comfrey and compost and stuff in there, and just a mixture of older soil and clippings and just a bunch of nutrients. Mommy Zugu is gonna climb, so it's got a nice little support system to climb in, and I'll be back with the orange oil, and we're gonna go ahead and top this with maybe 2 or 3 bags of soil, and then we'll go ahead and plant when we come back. I'm gonna show you guys over here. We didn't lose this tomato, guys. I thought he was a goner, but once I started trimming him back, I can see that there are still some healthy limbs on him. So hopefully me trimming him back some will help promote more growth. I didn't get deep up in here, but you can see my butternut squash is coming through over here. And I actually thought my bush beans died, but if you can see, there's bush bean flowers. Bush beans are in here as well. So I'm not mad at it. So what I tried to do, ooh, I need to clip, oh, I did clip that, see? What I tried to do was come through and clip what I could reach that was brown. My husband also put this here so that we could stand this tomato up, which is making some beautiful large tomatoes. But when those tomatoes lay on the ground, or when we can't see them, it's a better chance for the bugs to get them. A lot of what's brown down here is already cut out, but it just opened up a window, a little more airflow. Hopefully there'll be less brown leaves and stuff with the airflow. I didn't plant anything over here yet, but you can see my butternut squash are starting to come through, and that is exciting. And the okra that we already have here are now starting to produce. So that is exciting. We cannot complain. I trimmed the comfrey. You guys saw me doing that. So this guava should definitely have more space. We are probably going to break off just a few more of those dead limbs. And there's ants in here too, which is an issue. So orange oil will be going all over this yard pretty much when we get back. The last thing I'm going to do today is go ahead and plant this watermelon here. I actually orange oiled this area before, which is the only reason why it is ready now. So I'm going to plant that baby. I'm going to put some comfrey and some compost down in there and hope that he does well. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Peace. Okay, so I got a gallon bag of basil from that beautiful basil plant. I'm going to dry these for mommy and bring them back on Sunday. Sunday will be day 2 of working in mommy's garden. I just want to show you guys that this basil is still beautiful and abundant even after I just got that gallon bag off of it. But that's when you want to produce, that's when you want to harvest and dry your stuff when they're doing well. Because I've learned in gardening, you can do well with one thing one season and then next season it doesn't do well. Just, you know, try to preserve it while you can, while it's doing well. So thank you guys so much for coming to mommy's house with me. We will be back soon. I hope you guys are getting some work done in your gardens as well. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.